After a while, the train arrives at the station. Lucky appears visibly upset because her father didn't bother to come and greet them. Meanwhile, we see Hendrix getting off the train with his gang. He tells them he spotted a herd of wild horses nearby and suggests they capture and sell them. With the money, they could buy return tickets and even have a lot left over to spend. Lucky overhears Hendrix's plan and becomes very upset. She then learns about a nearby horse show and decides to sneak off while her aunt is distracted. At the show, she witnesses an impressive horse performance. The host of the event, named Granger, appears on stage with his daughter, Prue, who's also part of the show. We find out that Granger owns several horse stables and that his daughter inherited his love for horses. Prue notices Lucky in the crowd and instantly recognizes her as Mila's daughter, due to the strong resemblance. She warmly greets her and gives her a scarf that once belonged to Lucky's mother. Lucky is deeply touched. Granger introduces his daughter, Prue, who performs a stunning routine with her horse. Soon after, Cora finds Lucky and tells her she was very worried when she disappeared. The two then try to figure out where Jam's house is. A young boy named Snips appears with his small donkey and offers to take them to the house for a single cent. Cora agrees and gives him the coin. Snips then points to a house, claiming it's the one they're looking for. Just then, his older sister Abigail appears, throws a rope to pull Snips back, and apologizes for her brother's behavior. She returns the cent to Cora and tells Lucky that her mother, Mila, was very well known in town. At that moment, Granger calls out for Prue to return to the show. Prue quickly says goodbye to Lucky and rushes off. On the way to Jam's house, Lucky tells her aunt about her sudden love for horses. She says it started when she saw two girls her age riding horses in the festival. But Cora quickly changes the subject. She doesn't want Lucky to get too attached to horses like her mother did. She believes Mila's love for horses is what led to her death. She trusted her horse too much and it betrayed her. When they arrive at the house, Jam welcomes them and takes Lucky upstairs to show her her new room. He had decorated it with strawberry-themed wallpaper because he remembered how much she loved strawberries as a child. He notices the scarf and asks where she got it. Lucky explains that a friend of her mother gave it to her. Jam tells her she's grown and looks a lot like Mila now. Suddenly, they hear Cora screaming. She's seen a mouse. Jam leaves to check on her while Lucky begins unpacking. As she puts her clothes away, she notices a small opening behind the wardrobe. She pushes it aside and finds a secret room filled with her mother's belongings: clothes, equipment, and old posters from her horse shows. Lucky lets her hair down and smiles, then hears the sound of a horse neighing, the same one she saw from the train. She opens the window and realizes the sound is coming from nearby. She quickly rushes out and heads toward the noise. She finds a stable next to an open area surrounded by a fence meant for horses. Inside the stable, she hears the horse again, and it sounds like it's in pain. She realizes this stable belongs to Granger's family and that he had rented it out to Hendrix and his gang. Suddenly, the stable doors burst open. The horse charges out with Hendrix riding it. It runs wildly, throws him off, and charges toward him. Hendrix narrowly escapes by jumping over the fence. Seeing Lucky, he warns her again that horses are dangerous. Then he and his gang regroup, tie the horse down with ropes, and begin to break and abuse it in an attempt to tame it. Meanwhile, Prue runs to her father and tells him what Hendrix is doing to the horse. Granger rushes over, furious, and yells at Hendrix and his gang, telling them he won't tolerate cruelty toward horses. Embarrassed, Hendrix apologizes. But later he tells his gang that if they manage to break this horse, they could sell it for a fortune. They decide to continue their plan the next day and leave the horse tied up. Once they're gone, Lucky sneaks back and unties the horse. She decides to name him Spirit. She then sits with Prue and the two girls bond and become friends. Later, Lucky returns home as night falls. During dinner with her father and aunt, Jam notices an old picture of his mother with a squirrel. Lucky expects him to be upset by the memory, but to her surprise, he laughs. Taking advantage of the light moment, Lucky tells him she wants to raise a horse. Jam immediately becomes upset, especially when he realizes she's talking about the wild, untamed horse in the nearby stable.